Good morning, everyone. Yeah, good morning. How are you? Oh, very good. And welcome to the Mercury Virtual, all of you. So let's begin with the session. Let's start the session of the today's session. In the last class, we have studied about the level numbers or the appendix number D. That is the level of the evaluation, whatsoever the level of the evaluation that is carried out. So we have studied about the level of the evaluation that is used, and that is used with the top model that is used with. So what are the various concerned models? Why we are using the level of the evaluation? Why we are using this one? So what are the various levels that is used with the evaluation? Why we are using this one? Why we are using the levels of the evaluation that is used to evaluate the project, that is used to evaluate the concerned departments? And each level also provide different information about the processes and the outcome of a project. Whatsoever the objectives, whatsoever the outcome that is informed, so that different information provided with the outcome of a project. For example, if I'm going to scale the program evaluation staircase, so that means if I'm going to tell you that what is the staircase of this program, or what is the staircase, how it is going ladder by ladder, that is the scaling of the program evaluation staircase. So first one is a SEE condition, that includes what are the various social, economic or environmental conditions. Then what are the best practices that is used as a result of the knowledge, attitude, skills, aspiration. Then CASA, what did the participants learn? Whether it is improving the skills or the abilities. Then reactions, so what were the participants' responses to the project or the activity? Were the participants satisfied with the project activity? Then participation, how many of the targeted audience attended the project or attended the project? Were the participants engaged in the activity? Were they are engaging in the activity? Were they are going to use with the activities? Then activities, where the activities are implemented as planned, but promotional strategies that is worked or failed. Then what are the various resources that is used with the program, that includes the staff, time and money. These are the various conditions that we are going to cover. So one is the resources, then activities, then participation, reactions, CASA, practices, SEE conditions. So these are the various staircase that is going ladder by ladder for the various activity that is used for the various evaluations. So we can say the scaling of the evaluation. So that first one including the resources, then what are the various activity that is included. Then there is a participation. What is the participation that is carried out with this? Then after the participation, there is a reactions. After the reaction, there is a CASA, that is a knowledge, attitude or the knowledge, attitude, skills, aspirations. Then what are the various practices? Then SEE conditions. So these are the various levels of the staircase. These are the various level that is used in the evaluation. So let's talk about the level number one. We have discussed in the last class, that is what is the resources, why we are going to use the resources, what are the various concerns that is used with the resources, how the evaluation will be done, what are the various methods to be done with the resources. So that includes a monitoring activity, that includes various activity, that includes how to explain the scope of the project in terms of the dollars expended or the staff time required or the staff time used. And the most common way of doing this is to keep careful records. So reporting this information is very accurate. So we have to record this information, that is very accurate information, that is level number one, resources. And whatsoever the project, whatsoever the resources that is used, so that will be used with the various malpractices, we can say, during a specified period of the time. And keeping track of this amount of activity what are conducted. So there the product that is developed. So whatsoever the product that is developed, whatsoever the services that is rendered, that is a good management. So whatsoever the practices, whatsoever the product, that is a good practices, that is a good management. And the common example includes a number of the professional development and training delivered, number of the classroom visit conducted, number of the education kits given. So these are the various resources, or these are the various activities that is going on with the education. And recall that process or implementation evaluation, assess the quality and the quantity of the activities that is planned out, that is used with what was actually done or what is actually done. So that is also the activity, that's level number two. Then level number three is the participation. How we are going to participate, what are the various terms that is used with the participation of this one. Then level number 4 is a reaction. Participation in the sense there is a active participation in the targeted audience, or there is active participation of the targeted audience, or the improved audience. We can say the interested audience. So how active it is, how participants will be used. So there is a high level of the participation that can lead to the desired outcomes, and the more engaged or active the participant. So if there is the more engagement, or if there is a more active participant in the project, there's a more likely to be changes. That means the effect of this one, or effect of this, we can say the active participation will lead to the high development, higher targeted audience or high aim. And keeping records of the intensity, duration, breadth of the participation. Breadth in the sense what are the various activities that is performed, that is a part of the monitoring at the participation level. And the intensity is also the amount of the time that participants spend in the project or the activity over a given period of time. So what is the amount of the time that participants need in a project or the activity that is given over a period of the time? And the intensity is also measured in terms of the hours per day, days per week, weeks per year. And the duration also summarizes the history of the attendance, whether the participants is new to the project or have been attending for some times. And brief means various activities or the variety of the activities that participants attend within and across the project. That is a brief. So one is the intensity, then duration, breadth of the participation. These are the monitoring activities at the participation level. And duration also summarizes the history of the attendance. What is the history of the attendance that is used with the participant activity, that is used with the new activity, that is used with the project for the some time, and that also refers to the various activity or the variety of the activity that participants attend within and across the project. And participants that are active in the multiple projects may be more apt to achieve the desired project outcomes. The level number 4 is the reactions that measures the audience immediate positive or the negative response to the project. So what is the feedback, we can say what is the reaction that is includes the positive or the negative feedback. So that may be a positive feedback, that may be a negative feedback. Yes, that is right one, that many of the time the feedback will be positive, but sometimes that may be a negative also. Yeah, this depends on the product to product. This depends on the learning to learning, whatsoever the learning material, whatsoever the project outcome that is used, that is a positive or the negative outcome to the project or the learning experiences. And this is the most common level of the outcome evaluation and often refers to the smile sheets. And these evaluation also ask the participants to rate their perceptions about the quality and the impact of the specific project or the activity. And smile sheets can also range from a handful of the questions, what are the various questions that has been carried out regarding the project delivery, regarding the facility or the usefulness, to forms that ask the participants to rate all the aspects of the activity. What are the various aspects of the activity? What are the various project delivery, facility, and the usefulness to form that is used with each and every aspect of the activity. And reaction evaluation are an important tool to measure the participant satisfaction. Whatsoever the participant satisfaction, whatsoever the reaction, whatsoever the evaluation criteria, that is also considered as an important tool to measure the participant satisfaction. And they are relatively easy to administer, tabulate, and summarize in a result format. So they are easy to administer in the sense easy to get the data, tabulate, and summarize in a result format or the result report that is used with the reactions. Then example questions to assess the reaction. What are the various example questions to assess the reactions? So first is attending the workshop was a poor use of my time. So when we are attending the workshop, that was a poor time of my time or poor use of my time. That means there is no knowledge that is gained from the workshop. So that is a poor use of my time. So there's a time wastage that ranges or that have a time period as a 1. Now, let's talk about what is a reaction. We can say what is a range or what is the level of the satisfaction that is used in the result report. So these are welcomed, or they are relatively easy to administrate, tabulate, and summarize in a result report. And for example, questions to assess the reactions. That is, attending the workshop was a poor use of my time. Poor use is 1. So it rating for the 1, or that it rating from 1 to 5. That means whatever the poor usage, that means I'm going to waste my time. That is a poor usage of my time. That is 1. Good usage of my time. Good usage in the sense. Yeah, I'm very much efficient in the knowledge. I'm very much efficient in the knowledge and the skill that is used after attending the workshop. That is also one of the main aim. That is also one of the main target of achieving the target of doing the thing, that is attending the workshop. So I'm going to attend the workshop. I'm going to use the workshop. That is a 5. 1 is waster of time. 2 means little bit I gain the knowledge, or little bit I access the knowledge, or little bit my knowledge is enhanced or brush up. So that is a 2. Then moderate, neither good neither bad. It is a moderate 50-50 scenario. That is a 3. 4 means yeah, very much efficient with use with the with the 4. Then 5 is a good use of the time. That means perfectly. So these are the various terms that is used with the scenario, that is used with the poor time of the, or poor time of the data. Now, next is length of the workshop, or in relation to the material presented. That means what is the length? For example, if the topic is very much small and the duration of the workshop is too high or too long, that means for the full day, that is also a wastage of the timing. The example includes, or example question that is includes, so the length of the workshop in in relation to the material that was presented. Too long is 1, just right is 3, and too short is 5. Yeah, we can also do that. Too short is 1, too long is 5. It depends. Either you're using 1 as the lowest, either you're using 5 as the lowest. So we can say generally the negative point is taken out as a 1 and the positive point is taken as out as a 5. Generally, carry on with this scenarios. Okay. So length of the workshop in relation to the material that was presented was too long, 1, then 2, then 3, till up to 5. Then what are the various workshop facilities? For workshop facility in the sense, what is the facility that is provided by the workshop facility that were inadequate, adequate, or great? Then what are the various strengths and the weaknesses of the workshop? So what are the various strengths? That is we can say the theoretical question, subjective question. What are the various strengths and the weaknesses? We can say strength and weakness. We can say what are the various ways, or what are the various advantages and the disadvantages of the workshop. So what are the strength and the weaknesses of the workshop? Then level number 5 is the CASA. So whatsoever the evaluation, whatsoever the data that is provided, so that is used with the CASA level measurement, that is used with the participating measurement, that is used with the project, that increases the audience knowledge, skills, behavior, and aspiration towards the issue. And a number of different instruments or the tool can be designed to measure what the project participants have learned. What is the project participants have learned? What is the scenario that is used to measure what the project will be used with this one? And before and after the test, simulations or the demonstration or other in-class methods also allows the instructors or the project designer to determine if the knowledge or the skills are very good, that is used with the project outcomes, that is used with the CASA level, that the test must be related to the course objective. Then that also customized for each and every instructional activity of the project and must also reflect the condition of the specified job or the real world scenario, real world application of the learning. And that is also used to remember, or it is also important to remember that CASA, whatsoever the CASA material, whatsoever the CASA product, that also measures the level of the knowledge or the skills of the participant at the time the test is administered. So whatsoever the data, whatsoever the test that is administered over the data. And unless the participants or the instruments are administered as a part of the longitudinal evaluation design, they do not measure long-term knowledge or the skill retention. So they do not measure the skill retention, they do not measure the long-term knowledge, nor they are an indication of how these are applied to the real-world scenario or the real-world situation. Now, what are the various questions that is used to assess the CASA? What was the most important thing that you learned by the participating in the workshop? That means what is the relevant thing, what is the most important thing that you have learned by participating in the workshop? Then list 3 benefits of the estuary. What are the three benefits of the estuary? That is 1, 2, and 3. Then true or false, then estuary is the same as a bay. Estuary, whatsoever the estuary product, whatsoever the estuary data, that is the same as the bay. These are the various example questions to assess the CASA. So what was the most important thing that you have learned by participating in the workshop? List in three benefits of an estuary, that is 1, 2, 3. Then true or false, then that is an estuary is the same as a bay. So whatsoever the estuary, that is same as the bay that we are considered. Then level number 6 is the practice of the behavior change. Whatsoever the practice, whatsoever the behavior change that is used with this. So the questions at the behavior or the practice level measures whether the participant have been able to use the knowledge learned and the skill that is acquired during a specific education project. So whatsoever the education project that is used with the specific education project, that is used with the knowledge or the new knowledge learned, that is available with the skills acquired with the skills that is getting out with the practice of the behavior change. And whenever we are determining the behavior change, that is also more complex than to the reactions. Whatsoever the reaction that is taken out, that is far better than the CASA levels, whatsoever the CASA level that is required, that require the contacting participants after they have to apply the new knowledge and the skills. And these are the various questions that is used to assess the practice of the behavior change. Have you applied the skills that you have learned at the workshop to your current object? So have you applied the skills that you have learned? Whatsoever the skill that you have applied, that is applied to the workshop, that is applied, or whatsoever the skill that you applied. That means the practical knowledge that you have applied, so that will be available to the current projects. One is not at all. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is extensively. That is more better. Then have you implemented the action plan you develop at the workshop? So have you implementing the action plan? One is not at all and 5 is extensively. Then pre-describe one way you have used the material in the past 6 months. So what is the main material that you have used in the past 6 months? Then describe one component of your action plan that you have implemented fully. One component means what is the main component that you have done in the action plan that is implemented fully. Have there been barriers in applying the information learned during a workshop? So what are the various yeah, if there is any barrier that is applying in the information that is learned, so if there is any hurdle that is explained in applying the workshop, if there is a yes, then please explain your answer. If there is no, then please stop. Then level number 7 is SEE condition, that is used with the evaluation, that is used with evaluating the impacts of the project on the social, economic, or the environmental conditions. That means measuring the degree to which the CASA and the behavior changes have affected the environment or the audience life. That means this is the level number 7, that is SEE condition, that is used with the social, economic, and environmental condition. S means social, economic, E next is environmental, that is social, economic, or environmental condition. That means measuring the degree to which CASA and the behavior changes have affected the environment on the audience lives. And that is used to demonstrate the efficiency and the effectiveness of their project, and that is also conducted with the desired effect. Participants have to successfully apply the new skills or the knowledge, new applications, new knowledge, new desired outcomes, new results, new impact on the audience or the environment. And measuring SEE condition is typically feasible only for the large scale projects designed to produce a specific amount or result for a specific audience. For example, if the goal was to measure the result of teaching participants how to be a facilitator, the evaluator would need to focus on the people who experience facilitation connected by the project participants. Then what are the various example questions to assess the practice of the behavior change? So after training on the estuary restoration, how many acres of the estuary have been successfully restored? So how many acres that means what is the length? How many acres of this one have been successfully restored? After a train the teacher workshop, to what extent you have incorporated ocean literacy to principle in your curriculum. To, that means to what extent, to what scenario you have used the ocean literacy principle that is used in your curriculum. Have the student test scores increased as a result of the incorporating ocean literacy principle into your curriculum? What is the student test that is increased? Not at all is 1, then 5 is very much high, that is extensively. Now, next come to the glossary. Glossary means what are the various few terms that is used with this, and this is the last part. First one is assessment, that involves gathering the data. Assessment means we are gathering the data either formally or informally that is used in forming the judgment. So, what are the various methods how we can gather the data? That is assessment. So that is used in forming judgment. That is also adopted formally or the informally. Then next one is the baseline data that are collected at the beginning of the project prior to any services or the activities that is being conducted. Then next one is a capability, that is ability to do something. Capability means your attention. So that is ability to do something, and it is a combination of the activities, processes, and the skills. That is a capability. Then capacity is the amount of resources. So one is a capability of a person or the human resource. One is a capacity, that is the amount of the resources that is needed to undertake the project. Amount of resources, maybe the input, maybe the keyboard, maybe the mouse, maybe any product that is used, that is as a result of the product. That is the capacity. Then evaluation, this is one of the important point. It is a systematic collection. Systematic in the sense everything in the system. So it is a systematic collection of the information about the activities, characteristics, and the outcome of the project to make the judgment. So for example, if I'm using this one, if I'm using the evaluation part that is used for the judgment, so that is for the project, for the improving the effectiveness or inform the decisions about the future programs, whatsoever the future program that is carried out. Then goal, that is a big picture, that is ultimate big picture that has been impacted, that has been used. Then items, that are the individual questions. Then need assessment, that is the systematic investigation of the audience to identify the aspects of the individual knowledge. Then objective, that is a specific measurable outcome desired. Then population, that is the entire collection of the individuals about whom one is trying to make the accurate statements. Then program, that represents the coordinated and systematic efforts to address a part of the agency mission. Then project, that is the effort or the activity that is focused on specific issues and the audience. That means what are the various efforts, what are the various activity that is more focused on, or that is main focused on the specific issues and the audiences. Then a set of the projects that is taken together supports a program. Whatsoever the set of the projects, whatsoever the data that is used, so that supports a program. The next one is the qualitative data, that are the descriptive rather than the enumerative. So these are the descriptive terms that is used rather than the enumerative. And they are usually provided in the form of the words such as the description of the events, that is transcript of the interviews, and the written documents. And that is divided into two parts, that is the quantitative data through the coding and the procedures. Then quantitative, that is the numeric data. So next is the qualitative data. So that means there is a more descriptive part that is more focused on the quality rather than the quantity. So there is a more discussion part that is used with the that is a more descriptive rather than the enumerative. Then next one is a qualitative, that means more focus on the numeric data, that is on the quantity wise. Then reliability is at extent to which a data gathering instruments measures a viable constantly time after time. That is time to time it gather the information, time